Hey, it's Steve Zanardi here with Mike Gaddy on Real Estate on Record podcast. We're gonna go the rapid fire questioning. We got some good responses from you guys last, so we're gonna hit it off. So Stefano, let's see
Let's go. Mike,
what you
you're
can
up.
do,
Ready?
brother.
What is the land transfer tax in Toronto?
Land transfer tax is basically the tax that when we purchase a property, we have to pay to the city of Toronto. So in Toronto, it works out to be double than
Yeah.
anywhere else in basically GTA.
Nice.
Steve, how much does it cost to use a real estate agent to sell my home?
To use a real estate agent to sell your home, it's obviously cut in percentage form, right? I mean, you want to talk about average rates? Usually 5% plus HST, 2% on the buying side, on the selling agent that brings in the buyer, and 2.5 on the listing side, which is the company that puts a sign on your lawn. Yeah.
Agree?
I agree.
Okay. Mike, why would someone hire a real estate agent when they could do it themselves?
Nice.
Because you need a professional.
Tell them, Michael.
Well, because
Tell 'em, Michael.
you got to see, like, everyone thinks they know the market, right? But when you actually deep dive into what's going on in your area, you got to know what every comp is. You got to know what all the details are, what's going to sell your home, what the best tactics are to sell your home, who your buyer is going to be, right? Like, everyone has emotional attachment to their house, obviously, and you're leaving money on the table if you think you can do it by yourself.
Yeah.
What would you want to do? What do you think? When do you learn the most? Is the first time you're going to do it something, right? So do you want to learn when you're trying to sell your biggest asset, or would you rather have someone that's done it hundreds of times?
Yeah, I agree for sure. I think it makes total sense. Anything to do. Listen, I'm definitely the best at hiring for doing everything. Like, I don't want to take a chance on any of that because I've learned from experience when you try to do things yourself, you have too much ego, you're too overconfident, you get slaughtered every time, and it always costs you money. So ultimately, it's if it's a lawyer, if it's a realtor, if it's an accountant, if it's a mechanic, like you've got to, if it's a doctor, someone that wants to operate on you, like you got to hire to get the job done properly. Because even Mike said if it's the one time you learn the most, but I'm into this well over 500 deals and I'm still learning. There's like so much, there's always something. There's always a new, facet to the deal that gets into it. And you have to kind of like make arrangements for it or make room for it or learn from it and kind of counter it. Hopefully now with all the experience, you're able to do this. But ultimately, yeah, no, I wouldn't even say the first 100 will be good.
Jumping into the next one for you, Steve. Do you prefer video over photos to get the best marketing bang for the buck for the listing?
Video over photos?
Do you prefer video over photos or photos over video?
You need both, though.
That's not what I asked.
Oh, this is one of those, eh? If I had to pick one, and this is where we're marketing this on social or...
So MLS is essentially photos. That's probably what hits
Okay, so I
best.
would do photos. Yeah, high def photos for sure.
You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Over video?
Again, it's
Okay, MLS versus social media.
social media. It's got to be video.
Yeah.
And MLS has got. We're only allowed to do photo or virtual tour. So.
Agree?
Yeah, for sure. If it's video... See, the only thing is on social, you can't do any marketing dollars behind a video. That's the issue. So it has to be a photo, even on like Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. Or YouTube, brother, is always video. But like on Insta, it has to be like a photo to boost the post, right?
I don't even know all the rules.
What about 3D rendering? Do you think it plays any factor in it?
The dollhouse, the
Matterport?
Yeah,
Matterport?
Matterport, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it gives the buyer that opportunity to like walk through the house, look up, down, around. Yeah, I think they like it, especially during COVID.
During COVID, it was the best way to do it. But I find that I wonder if we can look at how many people actually view that now. Because I think it's people are so their attention is so like distracted and they only have so much a lot of time for anything. I don't know if they kind of look through that as much as they used to.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a good
We have to
question.
look into that.
Yeah, we still offer it. We offer it. Every time we do it. We offer it
You always offer it.
every time. Yeah.
Just because it's an added piece that would benefit.
I mean, you're gonna do the full package, right? What
Yeah.
do you do? Take that away? That gives you floor plans with it, and ultimately, yeah, it's like, why would you? How about if somebody still has fear of COVID and doesn't want to come out of their house? You know what I mean? So you still got to adapt for people that that could be your buyer, your big buyer, right?
Mike, should I sell or buy first?
I would sell first, even in today's market, just because if we were to shift, we don't know where you're gonna be. You might get stuck. You don't want to get stuck with where you bought, and then you can't sell your house for what you thought you could sell. The safer route is sell first and then buy after.
Agree?
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you do contingent on the sale of the property.
Depending on the
Yeah.
market, for sure.
So if you're buying, you can have there's probably maybe on a more of like a higher end property right now, you can have a contingent. So if you bought it, have a contingent on the sale of your property. That's the only time, like in this market, I would consider buying before selling.
Do you provide your services outside of Toronto?
Do I provide service outside? Yeah, of course. Yeah. I got a full running brokerage in Florida. Not no bullshit thing. This is like a full office, so ready to go.
Would you like to offer services outside of Toronto?
Yeah, we can go anywhere, really.
Mike's moving to Florida.
Is the mindset of East versus West Coast in Canada different?
East and West Coast, like
Yeah.
from 100%.
As far as Vancouver to
Yeah,
East is Newfoundland.
Yeah, Vancouver, you're looking at $3, $4, $5 million properties. Newfoundland, I think you're looking at $3, $4, $500,000 properties. So,
Embarrassing enough, like I haven't traveled through Canada. It's hilarious. Like I think I've only been to two provinces, which is Ontario we live in and Quebec. Other than that, I've not traveled.
Yeah.
It's like when you get down to it, how much does it cost to go to Vancouver? That same flight you can go to Italy. So
yeah,
sorry, Italy will win every time.
Mike, I have a hard one for you here.
great.
I don't even know what this is. Have you ever heard of the term CMA and what is it?
CMA,
Yeah.
comparative market analysis.
Whoa, you got
We do them every day.
abbreviated.
And what is it?
It's so basically our market analysis of where when you're listing your home, we'll do a CMA to come out and compare your house to all the other houses in the area and why we think your house is this number at offer date or to sell at. Yeah.
Now this might go against some of your staging services that you use. Do you use staging services?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you provide staging services and do you think it's worth it to spend that kind of money?
So listen, you got to look at the property for sure. Like a lot of people today, especially the younger generation, everything's already done nice. They're not like the past generation where they saved money and paid things, in cash and they bought one dining room set and everything is like mismatched through the house. Usually now this young generation, my generation, like this now generation, we buy everything up front. You know what I mean? So it's like nice furniture, nice, the decoration, stuff like that. So ultimately, depending the house, like clearly you want to have a stager come through like a consult. If things need to be moved or decluttered and stuff like that, that's fair enough. If things need to come in like furniture, if they have like something that's oversized in the bedroom, let's say in the primary bedroom, they have a king size, it should be a queen because a king takes like wall to wall. You might want to make adjustments there. But it depends. Listen, at the end, the seller's got to pay for it. If the seller can save a few dollars and make the same amount of money, they got to choose, right? Because you stage a house, you can, like, I don't know, like
You can go 8, 9,
7,
10,000,
10, yeah, depending, right?
Yeah, depending how big it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the audience seems to love me giving challenging ones to Mike, so we'll give another one hard to Mike. Why do some people hold off offers until a specific date, and should I do the same?
They want to bring everyone to the table, right? So it depends on your property, it depends on the market. The market's the biggest thing. So yeah, if it's the right market where you feel that you can get multiple people to the table, yeah, you're gonna get the most money when people are fighting against each other for sure.
Agree?
Yeah, for sure.
You definitely agree?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Steve, I am required to put a for sale sign. Am I required to put a for sale sign in the front of my lawn?
You're not. It's obviously your choice.
Or you're not?
No, you don't got to put a for sale sign. We have it now. I think the last two listings were no sale sign because, again, your neighbors are going to know that you're selling. There's no doubt, right? Because you see an influx of cars and this whole thing, so they'll get a whole trend to it. But sometimes it's emotional, like for if they're moving with a young family, the sign reminds the kids that there's always like the concept of instability. So the sale, your neighbors, you don't want to have that in their face kind of thing. But I would say even though a sign is the oldest rule or the oldest way of marketing a property, it is important too because sometimes neighbors don't know that you're selling and they might have your buyer. So
I sold my own house with a sign.
Yeah.
Just a quick story. Guy was driving through the neighborhood. He was looking for a house for 30 years. Like they lived in the same house. Him and his wife were talking for years. Drives by, sees my sign, gives me a call. I happen to be in the backyard. Dom comes in the house, show him through the house. loves the house, calls his wife, you gotta come see the house right now. Sees the house, they come look at the house, boom. After 30 years of looking, they bought the house. Like then that was Saturday,
Yeah.
Sunday morning we made the deal, right? And then we went on to list their house, and we're great friends now. But all because of that one sign.
Yeah, I agree.
You're allowed to sell your own house.
Am I allowed to sell my own
Yeah.
house? Of course you are.
You're allowed to put a for sale sign with your face representing
No,
your house.
you for me personally as a
Your
realtor,
personal house. You're selling your personal
Yeah.
house,
privately.
not privately. Are you? This is like.
Oh yeah, I can
piggybacking
list
off
it.
the
Yeah,
For sale sign.
yeah, I can list it under. Of course, you want to have okay. So like errors and omissions, you got to be careful when you're selling your own property. You want to have another agent on the actual listing with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's a non-biased kind of thing.
You got to be careful too because your error, if there's something that goes wrong in the deal, your errors and omission might not cover you selling your own property. So you might want to stick usually you stick a friend on, a colleague on the listing. Yeah.
And there's a full disclosure to the buyer.
There's
Yeah.
a full disclosure. to
That
the
don't
buyer
know
saying,
that
"Hey,
you're-
heads up, this is what I'm doing."
Well, they'll know I'm on title. I'm a registered agent.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
Two more questions for rapid fire segment. We're gonna go with Mike. I'm not sure that I want to have a public open house. Are they really necessary? This is also piggybacking off of COVID.
Yeah, of course. But it all depends, again, the market. Now, to go have an open house every weekend to get it sold, I don't think that's going to sell it. I think you're going to have a lot of people, like neighbors, stuff like that. Now, we did one this weekend because we have an offer date on our property tomorrow. And did it get more traffic? Yeah, we had 20 people through the house that now they're going to their agents and bringing them back. But in certain situations, I think it helps.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question for Steve. What happens if my house doesn't sell in a certain amount of time? Am I able to temporarily take it off the market and put it back on at a later date? Is that a good decision?
What was the question again? Alex Trebek.
Now, wait a second. Are you saying that because now you're nervous, or you just
No,
hear it?
sorry, dude. I just 22 hours straight.
He's thinking of Florida.
So other than Florida, what happens if my house doesn't sell in a certain amount of time?
Yes.
Am I able to temporarily take it off the market and put it back on at a later date? Is that a good decision?
Yeah, you could do that for sure, but it's not a good idea.
Why?
Why? Well, like, listen, depending on the market. If the market is, I mean, Mike would agree on these. If the market is in an uproar and the market's increasing in value, like, yeah, you can let it sit for a month or two if the market's going to be like like a 22 year.
Yeah.
If you had a list in January and you didn't get like the money you wanted, like let's say 1.6 for example, and you waited till like March, you would have got your 1.6. But then if you waited too long,
April, May,
then you would have gone less than what, or you got maybe 1.4 where
Yeah.
they originally would have got in January. So yeah, it's definitely your choice, but it's you got to look at the market. You can't fool around with that. Yeah. For me, I like it just to get on and done because it's gonna give you a timestamp of when you sold and when you can buy. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be too far off of that either.
yeah. You could benefit if the market's going in your favor, but if it's going the other way, you're gonna get crushed.
You're gonna get slaughtered. Yeah. You're gonna keep degrading in value, so you'll lose more money.
One more. I want to throw it into Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, is a seller obligated to give buyers a chance to improve their offers?
Is a seller obligated to give a buyer a chance to improve?
their offer.
Are they obligated? No, but it depends. If you're in multiple offers, and you give everyone, you go to one guy and say, "I'm giving you another chance." You have to give that to everyone at that point. Now, if you're one-on-one, you can say no and just not take it. But yeah, in multiples, you have to give everyone an equal chance.
You have to?
Yeah, you have to give everyone an equal opportunity
Yeah,
to
for
purchase
sure.
the house.
Do you agree? Like you have to? Is that something that
If
is
you
in writing?
if there's 5 agents, you gave agent 1 an opportunity to improve, the other 4 have to have an opportunity to
Yeah.
improve. If you've given all 5 of them an opportunity to improve and the seller says, well, I like offer 3, but offer 1's like, hey, I want to give you X. And he's like, well, no, we want 3. We're comfortable with 3, but we want that deal. And then 1 is consistently like berating you, like, I want to give you more. I want to give you more. The seller at that point, as long as you were equal with all of them, you're giving them equal rights to improve that
ultimately
one
your
time,
decision.
seller can do whatever the hell he wants, right? Yeah.
Guys, thanks for watching this week's episode. Like, follow, subscribe to all the links below, and we'll see you on the next one.
Nice. Ciao.